Thank you to the audience that you're still here at the Congress. And now I want to present you some results which are part of my doctoral thesis. And during my doctoral thesis, I was able to work with a new accelerometer system, this SMARTBOW system. And this leads me to the first question: what is actually SMARTBOW? SMARTBOW is an Austrian company and was founded in 2009. Currently, there are working more than 50 employees for this company, and the company SMARTBOW is producing ear tags. These ear tags are attached to a cow's ear by an applicator, and they contain an accelerometer, which measures the acceleration in all three dimensions, in the X, Y, and Z axis. As you can see here on this picture, the different components of the ear tags. The ear tags contain a housing part, which includes the electronics and the accelerometer. They also contain a battery cover part with a thorn, and a counterpart. Here now more details about SMARTBOW is working and what happens with the generated data. After we attach an ear tag to a cow's ear, we immediately obtain acceleration data about the cow's head and ear movements. This data is afterwards sent wireless to these indoor receivers. These indoor receivers are installed throughout the barns of the stable, and they are connected via cable to a local farm server. On this local farm server now, the generated acceleration raw data get processed by specific algorithms and by an artificial intelligence. This artificial intelligence is called APRIL. It's an animal pattern recognition intelligence. So if the specific algorithms and this artificial intelligence recognize some changes in the behavior of the animal, like during Estrus, they generate an Estrus alert, and this will be sent to the software on the computer, to a tablet, or it's also possible to a mobile device. And this is how it looks like for the SMARTBOW users on the SMARTBOW software. For every cow, there's a timeline available on the software. And you can see for every cow, the cow's activity for every day here in blue. If the activity is now increasing, and these changes in the behavior is detected by the artificial intelligence and by the algorithms, and a defined threshold is exceeded, an alert will be generated and is afterwards sent to one of these devices. But now the question comes up, why do we need such precision dairy technologies? Why do we need another dairy technology like the ear tags produced by the company SMARTBOW? We need them because nowadays the good reproductive performance is challenging, but also necessary. We can observe a decrease in time and animals expressing a standing Estrus, but this is important. This is the primary sign of Estrus. With this, we can detect the cows in Estrus. And we can also observe an increase in the average herd size, which limits the time available we have per animal. And all this together makes the visual observation, on one hand, time-consuming, and on the other hand, skills and knowledge are required to detect these cows in Estrus. Therefore, the aim and the objective of this study was to evaluate a new precision dairy technology for Estrus detection. And in our case, we wanted to evaluate the SMARTBOW system for detecting Estrus events in indoor house dairy cows. So now more details about the materials and methods of this study. The study was conducted between March 2016 and December 2017 on a commercial dairy farm located in Slovakia. The farm was housing approximately 2,700 Holstein Friesian cows, and on this farm site only multiparous cows were kept, so therefore only multiparous cows were included in the whole study. The SMARTBOW system itself was installed in 2 pens of the farm, housing about 250 animals each, and before calving, the cows were already equipped with a SMARTBOW ear tag. As you can see here on this picture, here's one of our study cows equipped with a SMARTBOW ear tag attached to her right ear. For the evaluation of the performance of the SMARTBOW system, we matched reproductive performance data with these generated Estrus alerts by the SMARTBOW system. The reductive performance data included data about Estrus and insemination events, which were entered into the herd management software DairyComp by responsible farm personnel. From further analysis, we had to exclude inseminations followed after an off-synch protocol because it can be assumed that induced oestruses show different movement pattern than compared to natural oestruses, and it was no aim to compare these induced oestruses to natural oestruses. And we also had to exclude cows with no estrus or insemination events from further analysis, so-called do-not-breed cows. But before we matched these estrus events, these reproductive performer data with the generated estrus alerts by the SMARTBOW system, we defined these estrus events in two different ways. We had golden standard events, and these events included estrus events followed by an artificial insemination that resulted in a pregnancy. Here it can be concluded that the cows were most certainly in estrus because they became pregnant after the insemination. And afterwards, we also defined true estrus events. Here we defined it that two subsequent estrus events divided by an estrus interval of 18 to 25 days. So we had here estrus or insemination events, so it was here no condition that the animals got inseminated or pregnant, but they were divided by an interval of 18 to 25 days. And we've chosen this 18 to 25 days because this interval is close to the regular or natural interval of dairy cows. For the statistical analysis, we matched now these reproductive performance data, so these estrus events with the generated estrus alerts by the SMARTBOW system. And if an alert coincided with an event, then it was classified as true positive. So this event was detected by the SMARTBOW system and an estrus alert was generated. If during an event no alert was generated by the SMARTBOW system, it was classified as false negative. And with these two parameters, we were afterwards able to calculate the sensitivity for the golden standard events. But we were just able to calculate the sensitivity because we just had this single event, and we just classified it if it was detected or not detected by the system. We did it in the same way with the true estrus events. We classified them if they were detected by the SMARTBOW system, and if an alert was generated, then were classified as true positive. And if during an event no alert was generated, as false negative. Afterwards, we checked the estrus intervals, these 18 to 25 days, where we did not expect an alert if an alert occurred. If no alert occurred, as we would expect it, it was classified as true negative. But if during this 18 to 25 days an alert occurred, it was classified as false positive. With these four parameters, we calculated afterwards a sensitivity and a specificity for the true estrus event, a positive and a negative predictive value, accuracy, and the error rate. So now I come to results of this evaluation. In total, we analyzed 316 golden standard events of 316 cows, and the number of cows in events is the same because the cows got pregnant at this point of time. We also calculated, or we used for the calculation, 263 true estrus events divided by 142 estrus intervals of 116 cows. How did we generate this data? Normally, the cows had these two subsequent events divided by this 18 to 25 days interval, but there was also the possibility that 18 to 25 days, a third true estrus event occurred. So we have more events than cows. But it was always the same, the procedure. We checked if the intervals were detected by the SMARTBOW system, and afterwards we classified the intervals if an alert occurred or no alert occurred. So now more results Of the 316 golden standard events, 306 were detected by the SMARTBOW system. So we got 306 alerts. And during 10, we did not get an alert by the SMARTBOW system, so these 10 golden standard events were not detected. Of the 263 true Estrus events, 254 were detected by the SMARTBOW system, an alert was generated, and for 9, no alert was generated. Afterwards, we checked these 142 Estrus intervals, and during 136, no alert was generated, as we would expect it. But during 6, a false positive alert was generated. So now here in this table, you can see the performance of the SMARTBOW system for detecting the Estrus events. We were able to calculate for the golden standard and true Estrus events a sensitivity of nearly 97%, with just a small deviation among these results. We calculated for the true Estrus events a sensitivity of nearly 96%, and a positive and negative predictive value of nearly 98 and 94%. The accuracy for the true Estrus events was 96%, and the error rate was 2%. So summarizing these results lead me to the conclusion that the SMARTBOW system is suitable for detecting Estrus events in indoor house dairy cows. In future projects, we try to investigate changes in behavior during induced estruses, and we also want to try to determine an optimal time of insemination with the SMARTBOW system. At this point, I want to thank you again for the great opportunity to present you the results of my doctoral thesis, and I want to thank the Austrian Research Promotion Agency for funding the study, the company SMARTBOW, and my colleagues for their overall support. Thank you.